Well, hi everybody. I'm back down in Laurel Run today. Nothing fancy, back in my home turf. And little peace and quiet. I'll show you a little bit of where this tornado came through here a few years ago. You can see where the trees are snapped off. Really messed up. Some of them made it. You could see stuff leaning all over. Nice and warm. Again in Pennsylvania, if you happen to be new to this channel. You can see these trees are wiped out, clipped off. And this is what's left. This is where the mining area meets the forest. So we're right on the edge here. That road was the edge, although there are some patches of hemlock and stuff down in there. That was all torn up. And this is what we call, I'm in section 4 now, but as soon as you go across that little creek, it's called section 5, I'm pretty sure. That's where it starts. But I cut this open last year. And you could see what kind of mess that, I don't know if it was just tornado or high force winds, whatever they say, straight force, I went up for straight line. You have the same spot. Some of you have seen it before, but the dam pretty much held out. I didn't make it too high anyway. Looks like some rocks got pushed off, but that's cool. Nice little spot for me to chill out. Sheltered from the interstate. I don't know if you can notice in the video, as soon as I got over into this area here, the interstate just goes away. So that's what I like about it too. And plus the water's noise canceling. It feels like it's throat bubble. It feels like it's about 70 degrees out here. I get to see any little fish in here, but somewhere along the line there's probably some little minnows. Because this thing never really dries up. I could be wrong about that, but I haven't seen it dry up in my lifetime. And again, well, you would expect some massive roots on a tree of that size. They're not that big, not that spread out. Well, it's pretty rocky here too, so that's understandable. But I see a lot of these trees that are pushed over with very small root systems. We know this. I mean, most of the people that are on board with learning and discovery are aware of these things happening. And that tree looks like it's just flat out dead. Yeah, this is what everybody needs, in my opinion. Just some peace, place to go. See my heart beating when I'm holding on to this, huh? Had it against my belly. Nothing to complain about. They must have Ishtar holiday off, huh? Easter. Wester, Easter, norther, souther. Not a chemtrail in the sky today. I know some of you probably feel isolated. I don't know exactly what kind of people watch this channel, but don't feel isolated just because you're ahead of the learning curve. That you should be proud of that. And yeah, it's going to cause problems, but we should listen to some of the advice we're given. Like if you see a crowd doing something, go the other way. Of course, there are exceptions to that. You know, if the dam's breaking and the people are running, you're going with them. But this overload of information, to me, it might have been deliberate because it has caused a lot of division, even though we know so much more now. It's harder to get along with each other. And I don't know. I guess the word stupid isn't really appropriate. Like imbecile, is that appropriate? Because a lot of people I know that aren't up to, on top of the learning curve or even trying to be, they're not really stupid people by any means, and they have good hearts. And they don't want to be bothered with it. And in a way, at this point, I tend to agree, because the time for making change has sort of passed us, and we're just going to have to adjust to what's coming at us. Moving forward, we can't reverse all the damage that's been done, and people just simply aren't aware of how important the ecology is to everything. Without nature, there's no life and there's no us, and you can't replace it. We can't make plastic trees and plastic soil, and that's what they're trying to do. Everything is just becoming so faked. And what good has come of it? Even though we have these conveniences, it's sort of removed us from what's most essential in our lives, and that's our relationships with nature, family, and friends. And it's way too easy to find like-minded people on social media because you could sort through them, but that's not how everyday life is. We can't just pick and choose who lives around us and who our family members are. So that's something that's an ongoing pressure to anybody who has become enlightened, if you will. Enlightenment doesn't mean you're going to sit there with your crown chakra buzzing, at some high vibration. Maybe to some people they get off on that, which is fine. I've done meditation. I can understand it. But that's not going to solve it, any social issues. And I don't even think there is a solution to them. As archaic Jason Breshears often says, there's no point in trying to change something that we're just here to experience. I think quite often we tend to feel like we haven't done enough, but we've done enough. I mean, taking any effort towards revealing what is real as opposed to what's been put in front of us, suggested to us, that we have to believe in to make it even close to realistic is, I'm losing my train of thought. Sometimes it's better off not to have a train of thought and just let it go. But yeah, you're not alone. A lot of people feel isolated, but would you rather hang around with people who are just going to irritate you? Because after a while, you can only fake it for so long. The shallow conversations, they dry up. And anybody who's into something of has a little bit of a higher intellect is going to want to talk about things of that nature. Pardon the pun. Yeah, and I can't hide from society all the time, but I'm lucky. I'm not forced into any kind of corporate world or anything. I live in a small town where a lot of the people that I grew up with are still around, and it's a lot easier for me. But then again, we've spent almost our entire lives together. We've adjusted to each other, and the people who are just sort of like lowbrow, they tend to congregate in the same few places, and it's easy to avoid that. And I think that everybody who avoids those crowds in the long run, you're better off. You get to discover and experience more than just sitting around being soothed by the sound of somebody else's voice or being able to just rant and rave. Ha 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 ha. Yeah, that's fun, no doubt. We like to have fun and screw around. But me personally, I'd rather be out with one or two other people and having really good conversation and experience than to be around a whole bunch of people that I could barely even hear, or do I even want to talk to them? I don't know them, and where's it going to go? And we'll talk about the weather. I don't usually do videos like this, but today I feel like it was all I could do. I didn't want to go down to the Lehigh River Gorge. I had done some things with my son and his fiance, helped them clean up their yard. Went to see my father, and now I'm just having a beer in the woods. I'm gonna have a smoke and enjoy the sunshine. Thanks for watching, everybody. Be more you. Love yous.